Hey guys, it's your two PoliChics again.
She's a nut
Oh,
job.
yes. Yes. Life is life and we're just trying to keep moving and keep grooving and keep talking about these hot topics that's going on in the world. So,
Oh my God, Tiffany, this needs to be a job. Like this is like that. Are you frozen? Oh,
I was frozen. It
yeah, you
needs
were
to be
like this.
wait, look, it needs to be a job where we get better Wi-Fi. So
Yeah.
I was
How about
frozen.
that?
But so, of course, we're going to talk about one of the things that's going on right now, which is Diddy and his 1,000 bottles of lube on the wall, 1,000 bottles of lube. So it's not even funny, but we're going to talk about that
Yeah.
because that's what's going on. What's going on in the world today? So one of the things that just happened this week is Diddy was indicted and charged with racketeering, some RICO violations, some, what is it, transportation of prostitution, a few
Mm-hmm.
things. And some of these things, of course, was in the works for quite some time. It's been rumored. It's been, they've been talking about these Diddy parties for quite some time. I don't even know
No, no,
how
no, no,
long they've
no.
been
Not a
talking
Diddy
about it.
party.
What?
A freak off.
A free? Well, they didn't call them freak offs back then. I'm spitting now. They didn't call them freak offs. We just learned that word. I'm spitting all over the place. I'm sorry, guys.
You want to go? What are you like? Woo, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I like freaky stuff, but I don't know. With this one, it's a lot. So one, people talk about the racketeering. He's been charged with racketeering, transportation of prostitution, and RICO charges. RICO stands for Racketeering Influence Corrupt Organization, which means there's a bunch of people, kind of like what they did with the mob. That's how they got them. They actually have an act, the RICO Act, which is what they charge people under, and it's basically like a conspiratorial thing where a lot of people are involved. So I'm curious to hear and see how many other people will be named as part of this conspiracy. I really didn't
What
get
you were
into
saying about Rico? You froze a little bit. Okay, you froze a little. There you go.
oh did you hear the definition of it? The
Yeah,
RICO
you said
racketeering
that,
and
and then you said it's really conspiratorial, and then you froze like right.
yes, because I'm curious to hear exactly who would be involved with this whole scheme, this racketeering and corruption scheme. So I'm curious to hear the names and what's going on. But
Yeah,
it's a serious charge, and they denied him bail. And one of the reasons I'm
twice,
curious, huh? Twice,
twice.
yeah, twice. And one of the reasons I'm curious about that is because one, we're supposed to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. He has the means. He had a big package of, surrendering $50,000. He said he was going to be on house arrest, have his band and all of that stuff. So it's curious as to why they're keeping him in. I think he's downtown, and people that's from New York, we know he's downtown Brooklyn, right down at
Downtown Brooklyn.
yeah, right down at oh my goodness, it's not the MCC. I guess it's BCC. Is it BCC? Is that what they call it? I forget
CC.
what they call it. Yeah, it's right downtown. So
Oh, Central
it's
Booking. Central Booking.
no, it's the unfortunately, I know too many of the names of prisons, but it's the correctional facility. So it's
Okay.
MCC, which is the Manhattan one, and I think the Brooklyn one is called BCC. Any of
Oh,
my
okay.
Brooklyn
Okay. See,
people
I
would
didn't
know.
even know that.
Yeah, so they have him there and they're trying to transfer him out. But what do you think about the case? One thing I'm gonna say before I freeze again is the 1,000 bottles of lube is just so curious to me. Like, where did he store it? What it's just very curious to me. That's
She froze before she said the thing she wanted to not. You wanted to say something before you froze, and then you froze.
no, like I said, the 1,000, that's a lot of bottles of lube and baby oil, and just it's a lot going on with that case. And I'm just curious to see what is going to come of it. That's what I'm curious about. So
So let's just like list some of the things that they're saying because I
mhm,
watched the news. What do you call that? The press conference.
mhm.
And what they were saying was, well, when you already talked about what racketeering is and conspiracy, but they were saying, I was looking up some examples of it, like what it really means to like be, because I only knew that term, not only, but one of the ways we just really were familiar with that term was because the ex-president has that same charge for in Georgia, racketeering. So RICO. So it's the bottom line in the ghetto version of it is, it's crimes in to try to cover up other crimes. So when you first commit a crime, that's not racketeering. But when you commit other crimes with a bunch of people to cover up the first crime, then it becomes racket, from what I understand. So
conspiracy, that's like a conspiracy. Yeah.
It becomes you conspiring to cover up something that you already done. I think that's what it is, and correct me if I'm wrong. But
no,
I was looking it up.
Yeah.
So I was looking up like what are some of the things. So they were talking about murder and kidnapping and bribing and extortion and drugs and robbery, and that's like pretty much what he's accused of. So like some of the things they were saying, that the sex trafficking and what was it? Sex trafficking and interstate transportation for prostitution, meaning he hired a prostitute to come to where he was in another state. And once you cross state lines, that's federal.
That's like, federal.
Yeah, if you live in Maryland and I live wherever, New York, and we're committing a crime, once we cross those state lines, we make it federal. So it's no longer New York State, it's federal. So in his case, he's bringing in prostitutes from somewhere, accused of bringing in prostitutes from somewhere and use them in those freak off things. So he's accused of like forced labor, sex trafficking, coercion, enticement, narcotics, arson, kidnapping, arson. So there was somebody, I think they said that a long time ago or whatever, the car was set on fire or whatever. So they tied all these things to him. Bribery.
I mean, you're talking about since the 90s. Yeah.
They were saying that, I think they said since, well, this is being charged from 2008, but they were talking about since the 90s, he was doing some of these things. Then he tape recorded a lot of it, and he was using the tapes to, allegedly using the tapes to coerce. So I got you on tape, now I got you.
To blackmail you. Yeah,
to blackmail you. That's the word. So he was using it to enter profit. That's what they were saying. He used the tapes to profit.
Yeah.
But some of the things that was like really shocking to me, one of them was he had like a coordinated, that's what the RICO is, this coordinated thing of like a ring of people, like he had medical, probably people doing IV. So I'm going to give you IV, intravenous drugs after fluids, they were saying, giving them fluids after the freak off to get you back stable. Because it was like long, they said it would last days. So now you're groggy because you got ecstasy and all this stuff in your body. GHB, I think they said ecstasy. So now I need to give you fluids.
Huh? I said they had everything. Yeah,
they had that. They had cleaning people to clean the rooms. They had people stacking with the lube and all of that stuff, stacking the room with everything. that was like, people, like he had cash, he had guns with the serial numbers scraped off of it. It was really like, I was like, wow.
It was an entire operation. That's why they charged him with RICO. Yeah. And there's multiple people involved, right? So there's, the people that were transported, and there's the people the medical staff, the cleaning staff. So there's a lot of people that's involved. And now you have to figure out, one, of course, he is alleged to be the ringleader, but you also have to figure out like which level were these people making decisions, and how do you charge them as well?
Yeah.
So it's curious to see, like, I was just like, but the one legality is that we do have to figure out something with the bail system, because if you are presumed innocent until proven guilty, the Khalif Broda case always comes to mind. When you're jailed, when you're in prison for something without just, due process. So that concerns me, where there's so many people that's denied bail and they have to stay in jail even if they're innocent, and that's something that we should do a full topic.
We should do it, because bail reform has been an issue. But in his case, they were saying that the reason why he was denied bail is because it was so extensively done, and
Mhm.
because he's known for intimidating witnesses.
Yep.
So they
Which
don't
he
want to
did.
let you out to do that.
Oh, I'm sorry. He allegedly did recently once the charges were coming about. He's calling
Yeah,
allegedly.
yeah,
Everything we're saying is alleged until
absolutely. I
proven
don't know
otherwise.
anything for sure, but yeah,
Yeah. So until proven otherwise. But they said there were phone calls being made. There was a lot of things that went into. So they're feeling as if he's on the outside, he may be more threatening to other
right,
people. But
right.
at the same time, if we still, and that's why I say we have to have a full on topic about this, because if we are indeed innocent until proven guilty, then we should not be in prison
Yeah,
in certain
yeah,
cases. So, and like
yeah.
I said, in certain cases. So we'll talk about that in another episode, a full on bail reform
Wow.
discussion. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's interesting. And like I said, the biggest thing, the amount of the sophistication of the operation was just
that
mind blowing.
that
It,
I could not believe it because nobody knows anybody. You see them on TV, they thanking God, they thanking their mother, they're thanking their girlfriend. You
Mhm.
the best thing that ever happened to me. The way he was speaking about this woman, who pretty much one of the reasons why he's going down like this is because he did not settle with her out of court. So Cassie, right? Her name is
Cassie.
Cassie.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
she,
Hmm.
so when she was suing him, she would have settled out of court, but he didn't want to. And then once she won her case, people started, as usual, they come out of the woodwork. Well, okay, she got hers. Now so many people started coming out, and that's what caused the feds to get involved.
Yeah.
Like, I think
Yeah.
he probably would have gotten away with it further if he just would have paid them off behind the scenes. But this
Yeah.
is a woman, you were saying how beautiful she is. And one thing I don't know if it's alleged, you correct me. This one's not alleged. The video of him kicking her,
That's not
throwing her
alleged.
on the ground, that's not alleged.
That's not alleged. And then, but there's also not a case against it, which is weird. There's
Right,
no, and I don't know where it was released, like inside their court proceedings, but he's not being charged with that
right.
battery or assault of her. But it's so funny that, not funny, I shouldn't say funny. It's curious that's my new word for today. Curious that he
Curious.
he continuously denied it, and then someone was like, "Oh, watch this. Let me release this video and show how abusive he can be." And that was the first time a lot of people had their eyes
Saw
open
him.
to
Yes.
right what he could be and what kind of
Yeah.
monster. Because at one point, Cassie was laying straight out, looked like she was knocked out, and he still was kicking her with no remorse. So there's a lot to be uncovered with this case. I'm sure it's
I
going to be
saw her laying.
televised.
Yeah. Oh, you froze a little. When I saw the video of her laying down, I said to myself, "This is me, not the. This is alleged." I thought to myself, "That's not the first time he hit her."
Yeah,
Because the way
no.
she laid out, it was like a bear. You know how they tell you to lay still when a bear is coming to attack you, just
Hmm.
lay and play dead. It's like she
Hmm.
played dead. She just
I
lay
thought she
down,
got
and
knocked out.
was she knocked out?
I don't know. I have no
Because
idea,
it
but
just
she
seemed
was
like he
definitely
threw her
still.
down. I don't know if she was knocked out or not. It just looked like she played dead. It just looked like, I'm just gonna lay
Yeah,
here and I'm just gonna hope he just gets tired. He's
yeah,
kicking, dragging, and then I think the hotel staff. These are cameras here, right? So like,
yep,
who's manning the store? The hotel
yep.
staff is seeing this on camera, but because it's him, I'm not
Well,
gonna
just
say
in
anything.
general, let's be honest, in general, people are desensitized to a lot of things and they're not reactive when it comes to certain things. They mind their business a lot more than they
Mm-hmm.
used to. So I think that's a key element to it. But somewhere, somehow, someone had this video and released it. I don't know if they got
Yeah,
paid to bury it or if they just had a change of heart, but
yeah.
somehow this video from 2016 or
Maybe a
2018 was
hotel
released.
staff. They were saying that
Yeah.
he also, this is the alleged part. They were saying that he also threatened hotel, like anybody that would ever catch him doing something, he would then
Mm-hmm.
spend his time threatening them. And I know one of the other things, and this is my last comment on it. Wendy was fired back in like 1997 over these things, like saying she saw what she saw. And
Mm-hmm.
everybody's like, man, I wish she had her wits about her now, like, because she's
Oh my
like getting
goodness.
her retribution by him going down in flames like this. It really does, like,
Mm.
say, I told you, Wendy
Yeah,
had been saying it for a long time.
for a long
And they
time.
also
But
talking
I
about
mean,
his girl, what's her name, Kim Porter. They were like, oh, anybody that's had these weird deaths, that they
mm.
all probably knew something. But people are conspiracy theorists themselves.
I was gonna
Anything that
say
happens.
after the fact, a lot of things start making sense. So it
Yeah,
hindsight 2020, and then you start connecting the dots. You can connect the dots to a lot of different
yeah,
conspiracies, and only God and him and the people that were involved know the truth. But we'll see. Like I said, he'll have his days in court, and hopefully it's televised for us to see and hear about it.
yeah.
And
Oh,
that
yeah,
would
yeah,
be
yeah.
interesting news and
That's a
topic.
hot topic. That's a hot
Yes.
topic.